It has been a while since I reviewed a deck of tarot cards. This is one of the things that I collect, but recently I haven't had much time to acquire new decks or even to enjoy the ones that I already own. Simply because, oh well, just being busy, being a parent, having a job, playing board games, and so on and so forth. But in this video I want to show you the Crow Tarot deck. This is the deck that was recently sent to me by US Game System as a review copy. I like it very much, and it is, like many artsy modern decks, a new take on traditional iconography. There is a dominating theme, in this case is crows, that is combined with traditional iconography. For example, here we have the High Priestess, which is not a lady like in so many other decks, but, well, it's a crow. So we have a veritable murder of crows in here. We have a book, like many decks, these modern decks comes with pretty much designer's notes explaining how the author related the selected theme to the traditional iconography of tarot cards. These are nice, large cards. Also the production, they are resistant, fairly thick, coated, and what I like is that you have the new one, so watercolor, but at the same the colors are very vibrant. They still have a very vivid palette. So crows. The crows will take the role of traditional figures of the tarot, such as the Fool, ready to launch in whatever mysterious journey, as the Fools often does. The Magician, associated with specific items imbued of maybe some mysterious meaning or maybe none. And then if there is no meaning, that's even better, so you can give it your own. The High Priestess, the Empress, the Emperor. Just feel free to pause at any time if you want to see the cards in more detail. The Lovers, I like this, a little gory, but I always thought that traditional tarot decks, somehow the Lover is supposed to be an optimistic card, but it often has a little bit of a creepy or ominous feel to it. Almost maybe because of all the negative cards that you know will come next. The Lovers have to go on a journey. They ain't over yet. The Chariot. The Strength, with the traditional association between the crow with the lion. The crow is not traditional, the lion is. The Hermit is a beautiful, melancholy card, one of my favorite in this deck, again with some little mystical elements that peer through the curtain of snow. But the Hermit traditionally represented with a lantern. Wheel of Fortune, this is another weird image. Doesn't mean that these are dead birds or somebody nailed to a wheel. It would appear that way. It would appear that way. Justice. The Hangman. I don't know, maybe less powerful, because a crow, I guess you could just fly away. But no, it looks like the crow has been tied. As traditionally happens, the hangman is upside down. And the puppies here giving me this sense of forgetfulness, of dreaminess. As you can see, there's a motif that returns across several things. I said this in every tarot deck review that I film. I prefer the traditional idea that the death card should not have death written on it. A little bit superstition, not that I have that superstition that if I write death on a card now it's bad luck, but just to honor the superstition that imbues traditional decks. In a certain sense, if you have a card that is death and you can't tell what it is, I don't know. You shouldn't need that. It should be pretty clear. Such an important topic. The Devil, classic. The Tower. See, I like the fact that I like the colors. The combination of colors is very original. And having the crows as the protagonist, that is original too. But outside of that, this is a really fairly traditional deck. Again, with the exception of having the word death, it really pays homage to traditional tarot deck. And here with the Judgment, we end and with the World, we end the major arcana, and we start with the other with the suits. kings and queens associated with lions, knights with the horses, and the crow is not riding. I get a kick out of that. The page. And then we have some symbology that feels pretty mysterious, pretty obscure, particularly cryptic. And maybe the darkness of the crow, I would say, contributes to that sense of mystery, to the sense of menace, to the sense of like contemplation. It's associated with the night. Although the crows are pretty loud, there's a deep sense of silence that permeates these images in my mind. And here the cups are full of different things. So sometimes it may be beautiful flowers, other times fruit that looks just on the verge of falling apart. It's a fascinating deck. It really has a strong, deep atmosphere. As you can see, it's kind of consistent. So the knight will be a crow next to a horse. So the page will be a crow with a weapon. And then you have, again, these like really dark images. This is a powerful image. The heart returns. Nice. I don't know that the crow is really happy, or is being impaled by the sword, but I like the image. Sorry, crow. And the pentacles. As often, the traditional gold coins are rendered. And so we end on a more positive note with this idea of prosperity, of material gain, material wealth. By the way, connected sometimes with biological symbology. Very often in the symbology of the tarot deck, the point is that material wealth is, well, there is sacrifices. It's almost the opposite of life. It's metal as opposed to, say, clubs, or to the water that pulls from the cups. Here you have almost like a reconciliation of that with coins that seem to grow on trees. That's a nice, interesting idea. So the Crow Tarot, artistically, I think is very accomplished, linguistically, semiotically, in the sense of the way that the new artistic intentions intersect with the tradition of the tarot, I think is also very successful. It's just a really nice item for collectors of tarot decks. So for collectors of beautiful cards, well, this is a good deck. I'm definitely happy that I added to my collection because it's nice, it's beautiful, it works as a tarot deck, and definitely works as an object of art.